The NFL draft continues today. We'll take a closer look at who the Packers have chosen so far. And former Vice President Mike Pence testified before a federal grand jury. Details on the case surrounding former President Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. This is News 3 now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in. New at noon, a man was arrested in Lake Mills after police say he shot a hole through the front door of a home. Officers were called to the 900 block of Plainview Terrace for a report of a disturbance. The caller told police there was an altercation before the shooting. No injuries were reported, but police found a firearm at the scene. A 33-year-old man was later arrested. Two more boards will vote next on the next director of Dane County's Human Services after the unanimous no vote for Sheila Stubbs. The Health and Human Needs Board made a recommendation against her confirmation. There have been concerns about whether Stubbs would step down as state representative to become director after she said she could do both. At the meeting, Stubbs said she's being treated differently because of the color of her skin and believes she is qualified to run the health department. Both the finance and personnel committees still need to provide their recommendations. A full Dane County board will make a final decision. The first round of the NFL drafts in the books, and the Green Bay Packers are hoping to bolster their pass rush by picking Iowa edge rusher Lucas Van Ness. In 2 seasons with the Hawkeyes, Van Ness recorded 13.5 sacks and 20 tackles for loss, despite never starting a single game. Green Bay's pass rushing ability took a hit late last season without Rashawn Gary, whose status for the start of the upcoming season remains uncertain. Today, Green Bay will have the 42nd and 45th picks in the second round and the 78th pick in the third round. Let's head out to the weather patio now. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano has a look at our first warn forecast. What a nice day today.
Yeah, it's definitely very nice today. But before I talk about the nice weather, I do want to give an update on the flooding situation in the Mississippi area. Right now, a lot of the areas in southwestern Wisconsin and Iowa are cresting right now. So the good news is that it will slowly get better after today. But right now, all these locations well above the flooding threshold. And although, like I mentioned, conditions will get better, it's still going to be a big risk down there because there are flood warnings in effect still indefinitely for those around the Mississippi River. So this is going to continue to be an issue for the next couple of weeks and maybe even months. But today will be the worst of that because of the crest. Now, if we take a look at the current conditions in Madison, it is gorgeous out. 60s already. Now, today there are a few more clouds than yesterday, but hasn't impacted the temperatures whatsoever. Now, if we take a look at the current temperatures across Dane County, mid to lower 60s for much of us. As we look further out, some places are still in the 50s, especially off by the lake, but the majority of us in the 60s, and we could even get into the 70s by the end of the afternoon. The forecasted high for Madison will be around 66, maybe get up to 68 degrees. We'll see partly sunny skies again, but we are going to see some big changes for the weekend, unfortunately. I'll have the details on that a little bit later in the show.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Former President Trump's repeated efforts to stop his former Vice President Mike Pence from testifying before the special counsel investigating him failed again this week. Willie James Inman has more details from Washington.
Former Vice President Mike Pence left a D.C. courthouse after testifying before a federal grand jury for more than 7 hours. Pence's testimony is part of special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into efforts by former President Trump to overturn the 2020 election.
There may be no better star witness for the special counsel than President Trump's own vice president.
Former President Trump pushed Pence to stop Congress from certifying the election, even doing so publicly during the rally on January 6th.
If Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election.
But Pence may have witnessed other efforts by Trump to stay in the White House.
What the president said, what he told the vice president to do, what the vice president saw, what he heard the president telling others, what, if any, plans the president shared with him or with others.
Pence's appearance before the grand jury could be a sign that the special counsel is moving closer to a decision about whether to indict the former president. Trump told a crowd in New Hampshire Thursday that the investigations into him only help.
The harder they hit, the better we do.
Pence is considering running for president in 2024.
Hello, Iowa.
Potentially pitting himself against his former boss. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
And former President Trump was asked about Pence's testimony following a rally in New Hampshire last night, and he replied that he doesn't know what Pence said, but he has a lot of confidence in him. The latest battle in the abortion fight could be a law passed 150 years ago. The Comstock Act bans the mailing of contraceptives, lewd materials, and drugs. Anti-abortion activists hope to end the availability of medication for abortion, which makes up the majority of abortions in the U.S. today. It could also have an effect on surgical abortions by restricting the shipment of medical instruments and supplies used in the procedure. Russia has launched its deadliest air attacks in nearly 2 months, launching a barrage of cruise missiles and drones against cities across Ukraine, killing at least 19 people. A cruise missile tore into this apartment building in the central city of Uman. A number of young children are among the dead. Kyiv also came under attack for the first time in weeks, with officials saying air defense shot down 11 missiles and 2 drones.
You look at the scale of the injuries, of the killings, of the destruction, it's very clear that international humanitarian law, the rules of war, have been broken.
The attacks come amid signs Ukraine is preparing to launch a major counteroffensive this spring. Officials are investigating after 3 soldiers were killed in a helicopter collision. 2 helicopters collided during a military training exercise in Alaska yesterday. The soldiers' identities have not been released pending family notifications. A 4th person was also injured, but their condition is unknown. Federal officials say no new cases of Mpox have been reported in the U.S. this week. According to the CDC, the 7-day average of new cases reached 0 on Tuesday. This is the first time since the peak of the outbreak last year. The last 2 cases were reported to the agency on April 18th. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. What new data from the Commerce Department is showing of the nation's GDP, plus why people are getting royally mad at Ticketmaster again. The Money Watch report is next.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Community is helping each other, making sure your neighbor is taken care of. At Lake Ridge Bank, community is who we are. We take pride in being a community bank, strengthening relationships and investing in the places we come from. It's why we are who we are. Lake Ridge Bank. Go far, go together.
This is Jane. She's doing her darndest to find the difference. The difference between my Betty sofa and this competitor's sofa that costs twice as much. Theirs comes in 2 colors with 2 pillows. Mine has 4 pillows, comes in 3 colors, multiple size options, and hundreds of 5-star reviews for just $4.99 each. Theirs is over $500 more than mine. In fact, you can get 2 Bettys for less than their 1. I guess the difference is at Bob's, you pay less and get more. Give your wallet a break. The spring break at Bob's.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their agent home service, he can stay at
home. That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died, but through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way. This month, all Core-Tech water-resistant flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest Core-Tech selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
and you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Rising interest rates and lingering inflation appear to have taken a toll on the U.S. economy during the first quarter of this year. New Commerce Department data shows the nation's gross domestic product, the broadest measure of economic output, grew at an annual rate of just 1.1%. That's less than the nearly 2% growth analysts had predicted. Despite those numbers, a new survey shows U.S. consumers plan to spend a record $35.7 billion on mom next month. The National Retail Federation says 84% of Americans will celebrate Mother's Day. Some top gift items include flowers, greeting cards, and special outings. And Ticketmaster is being accused of making a royal mess out of issuing tickets for King Charles's coronation concert. The ticketing platform was tasked with distributing around 20,000 tickets, which were allocated by geographic spread of the UK's population instead of on a first-come, first-served basis. Angry fans took to social media to complain they received messages that they'd won tickets, only to find the tickets were gone when they tried to claim them. Ticketmaster did not immediately respond to CBS News' request for comment. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking stocks at the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 225 points, the NASDAQ up nearly 42, the S&P 500 up 24. Well, the start of 2023 has been gold for the online retailer Amazon, but not as good for thousands of its workers. The e-commerce giant reported a profit of $3.2 billion in its first quarter. The news comes as Amazon lays off thousands of workers as it ramps up cost-cutting measures. Back in March, Amazon said it would cut 9,000 jobs after it said in January that it was eliminating some 18,000 positions. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Fewer adults are smoking cigarettes. That's according to new data from the CDC. Around 27,000 people 18 years or older took the National Health Interview Survey last year. About 11% said they were current cigarette smokers. That's about 1.5% fewer than in 2020 and in 2021. Cigarette smoking is still the leading cause of preventable death and disability in the U.S. Coming up next, today's egg prices along with Jacob's latest weekend forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we go center stage for Jefferson High School's production of The Little Mermaid, on stage this weekend.
Furniture and Appliance Mart is hosting a massive appliance blowout. Dishwashers start at $11 a month. Refrigerators start at $12 a month. And washer and dryer pairs start at $18 a month. Plus 72 months special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Ashley is hosting a massive inventory blowout sale. Get guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses and save even more on clearance items. Plus, low monthly payments with no money down and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
Nicole Byer is crushing it. My very first celebrity crush was Vin Diesel. Have you met him? Oh my God, is he here? Bring out Vin Diesel! Plus, from Bob Hart, Abishola. Polake Oro Oyeku.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
News 3 Now is taking action to keep you on top of the latest breaking news.
Taking action whenever news breaks with a team committed to following developing stories so you'll know all the facts.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is taking a few days off. She'll be back later next week, so here are your farm numbers. Madison COVID-19 Memorial is now accepting submissions. UW-Madison students and staff are creating the memorial to honor those lost to COVID. Memorials will be published on the Madison Mourns website, which also features resources to help people who are grieving. For more information or to submit a memorial, look for our story on channel3000.com. Well, sharks have a reputation for being one of the scariest fish in the sea, and Florida was recently named the shark bite capital of the world. But how much do you really need to fear sharks? CBS's correspondent Christian Benavides dives into that question.
Florida native Forrest Crook now looks a former fear right in the eyes. The 68-year-old is swimming just above a bull shark, and that's me next to him, shark snorkeling.
When I decided to do this, it was one of those things that I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm not afraid.
You got to get the right shark, the right conditions.
Ryan Walton runs Shark Tours Florida in Riviera Beach.
Hell yeah!
Taking the curious and courageous straight to the sharks.
People fear what they don't understand. Once people understand sharks and what sharks are about, it's easy to coexist with them.
Fear of sharks is at least partly driven by headlines like those proclaiming Florida the global shark bite capital. Last year, there were 57 unprovoked shark bites worldwide, 16 in Florida. Of all the attacks, 5 were fatal.
The truth is, you're far more likely to die by a lightning strike or be killed by a cow than from encountering a shark.
Most of these bites aren't really dangerous at all.
Marine biologist Mike Heithouse says shark bites are usually a case of mistaken identity.
They see a hand flash, and it looks like a fish that they might eat.
Experts say you can minimize the risk of a shark encounter by swimming with a buddy closer to shore and avoiding the water at night. Advice Crook says he's followed each of the 14 times he's now been swimming with the sharks. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Riviera Beach, Florida.
In fact, falling coconuts are thought to be more deadly to humans than sharks. All right, it could be a cold, wet weekend heading into May. Here's Jacob with a complete forecast. I always worry about being under a coconut tree.
That's very funny, but unfortunately, we are going to see another pretty chilly and gloomy weekend as we are going to see more showers, maybe even a mix during the overnight hours. And as I mentioned, those temperatures are going to be dropping, especially for Sunday and Monday, but they are going to rebound quite nicely as we head towards the middle of next week. Now, the rain will start overnight, probably even past midnight. We may not even see the rain till after sunrise tomorrow, but the temperatures are going to drop to around 44 degrees, so not too bad during the overnight hours, but then the rain will start start to move in. So right now, here is the rain system that is going to impact our area over the weekend. Right now, it's not much, but it's going to kind of join in with this system off to the east, and it's going to just kind of linger over our area for the next couple of days. So the rain, as I mentioned, won't start to move into our area until overnight. Some parts of our area may not see rain until after sunrise tomorrow, and it mostly will be during the morning tomorrow. Some lingering showers are possible during the afternoon, but for the most part, we're not going to see a ton of heavy rain during the afternoon tomorrow. But then the winds are going to shift from out of the north, and that's going to bring some more rain in. That's going to impact the northern portion of the state, and the winds are going to continue to be out of the northwest, and then we're going to continue to see that rainfall throughout much of the day on Sunday and into Monday as well. And as I mentioned, there is a chance for a mix of maybe some snowfall during the overnight hours, both tomorrow night and Sunday night. So we're not going to see any accumulation, but temperatures are going to be pretty chilly. As we get into Monday afternoon, rain showers may linger before they finally start to clear out of the area by the time we get to Tuesday. Now, as far as total precipitation goes, we're not going to see a ton, but maybe about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain. The heavier rain will stay off to the north and northwest, maybe up to 1 inch in La Crosse. The good thing is that out near the Mississippi, especially the southwestern portion of the state, probably not going to impact the flooding, although it won't help the flooding. And as I mentioned, the crest is happening now, so it will slowly get better over the next couple weeks, but it's still going to be a problem. Now, here's a look at the forecast for tomorrow. Highs will be in the lower 50s. We are going to see those scattered showers, especially early, relatively dry throughout the afternoon and evening, but still some rain is possible. Rain throughout the day is expected on Sunday. The temperatures are going to be a lot colder. Highs will only be in the mid-40s. It's also going to be pretty windy, as we'll see a northwest wind of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Monday is also going to be cold with highs once again in the 40s. But as I mentioned, the temperatures are going to rebound quite nicely. Starting Wednesday of next week will be in the 60s, and we're going to see several days in a row with the 60s. So unfortunately, this weekend is not looking too nice, but next weekend is definitely looking a lot better. We'll see those temperatures maybe even in the lower 70s by a Sunday. There also is a small chance of showers for your Thursday and Friday, but we just got to get through this weekend where the high temperatures will only be in the 40s. And as I mentioned, there's a small chance of some snow at night, but even with that, we may not even drop below freezing. The best chance for us to do that will be Monday night into Tuesday. So we got another weekend where it's not necessarily going to feel like spring, but there is a lot of good weather coming next week. And next weekend is finally looking like a very nice weekend. You know, last weekend was pretty cold. This weekend isn't going to be very ideal either. So unfortunately, I wish the nice weather was going to always happen on the weekends and we have, you know, the rainy weather during the week. But as I mentioned, next week's going to be a lot better.
Doesn't work that way.
No.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. A stone from Scotland is on a historic journey. The Stone of Destiny left Edinburgh Castle today and is headed to Westminster Abbey. The 300-pound slab of sandstone will be installed in the chair where King Charles will sit for his coronation next Saturday. It, along with the coronation chair, have been used to crown English monarchs for hundreds of years. The stone's exact origins are unknown, but historians say it was taken from Scotland in 1296 by King Edward I and wasn't returned until 1996. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on.
It's National Blueberry Pie Day, so I suggest you grab a fork and join me as we celebrate in a tasty way.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stanley Steamer has been proudly cleaning homes and businesses in Madison and Southwest Wisconsin for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Spend less time maintaining your deck and more time relaxing on it with UltraDeck low-maintenance decking from Menards. Get a free estimate instantly with our Design and Buy program. Whether you want space to host a cookout, spend time with family and friends, or just soak up some sun, you can design the deck of your dreams for free. Visit the store or Menards.com and get UltraDeck rustic composite decking for $195 per lineal foot after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhafels. Beauty Rest mattresses are assembled in Wisconsin, and right now queens start at just $4.99. Or upgrade to the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhafels cash. Beauty Rest Black Queen mattresses start at just $49 per month when you use Steinhafels' special 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online today at steinhafels.com.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air with an air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for carpet cleaning, but we've been cleaning air ducts for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if you need an air duct cleaning, call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Did you know that today is National Blueberry Pie Day? And to celebrate it, we're making a blueberry pie that's very unique, quite tasty, and super easy. The only thing is, some people gave it a quirky nickname, and I'm curious to see if you agree with them. We start off by combining some blueberries, a bit of biscuit baking mix, granulated sugar, a couple of eggs, softened butter, a can of evaporated milk, and a splash of vanilla in a blender. We blend this until it's smooth, which takes just seconds. Now we pour this into a bowl and add even more whole fresh blueberries. See, I told you this wasn't going to be your typical blueberry pie. Okay, this goes into a pie plate and gets baked for about an hour. Once it cools, we can top it with some whipped cream and a few extra berries, and it's time to dig in. And about that quirky nickname, although it's one of the most flavorful blueberry pies you'll ever eat, it has a funny color. So when people called it ugly, we weren't insulted, but rather we thought it was funny. So we named it Berry Ugly Pie. And like always, you can find it on our website. What do you think?
That's ugly.
Try it. Fine. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a very unusual way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. See, I told you it was good.
Check back in with Jacob now for one last look at the forecast.
It definitely looked very yummy, and this afternoon is going to be very nice also. Here's a look at the high temperatures. 66 is the forecast tonight. We could get up to 68, but unfortunately tomorrow we aren't going to see temperatures quite that warm, with high temperatures only in the lower 50s. Scattered showers, especially in the morning. Showers will continue for Sunday and Monday as well, and the temperatures will also continue to fall. 40s for Sunday and Monday, much better throughout much of next week. Next weekend, we may even see high temperatures in the 70s. So once we get through this weekend, we have a long stretch of very nice weather.
Mayflowers will start coming up.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.